And so having said that, with this area being having such abundant sunlight, obviously this is a rich environment in terms of developing solar power.
Yes.
So tell me, why is it that we haven't exploited that? Why is it that we don't have a more abundant or a more abundant use of solar power in this community?
Well, up to now, it's been cost has been a factor, but in addition to that, the major factor behind it is the oil and coal companies and their high-power lobbyists that they are supporting the politicians, and the politicians are supporting the oil and coal industry. So now we've come to the point that we're facing these environmental crises, economical crises, and national security, or I should say national insecurity, because of overusage of oil from overseas. So we're at a point that everybody understands we must move on. This is a time that we are the electric production and automobile is evolving into the next stage.
So that's a real catchy name, Solar Saves America. Tell me more about that.
Well, we transformed from the National Association of Solar and Electric Vehicles to Solar Saves America, because that's basically how we see it. Because we can create clean energy for our buildings and fuel our automobile by this abundance of sun that we have, especially in southwest of United States. Now, in countries in Europe, for example, Germany has as much sun as Alaska, and they're the most advanced country in the world when it comes to using the solar power. And
Alaska?
Germany has as much sunlight as Alaska.
Got you. So you're saying that the Germans don't have an abundance of sunlight, yet they're much more advanced in terms of their ability to take advantage of it.
Definitely.
Why is that?
Because I believe it's their political structure versus our political structure right now.
What do you foresee as being the cost of that? I mean, if these foreign countries continue to pursue development of electric cars and solar power, what do you see being the price of that, if they're more advanced than us?
I believe the cost of solar and electric vehicle will drop dramatically as we get into production and we move up to scale. Right now, just like we had the arms race in the Cold War, or we had the race to the moon, right now there is a race in development of renewable energy and electric vehicles. That is what they call Cars 2.0. That's the next generation of cars is going to be electric. Now the point is how we're going to fuel these cars. And we can't afford coal because coal is very destructive. As we know, the CO2 is creating greenhouse gas effect and the environmental disaster in our waterways and our land. And so the price of what we spend for overseas oil, which is about $700 billion a year, and the $300 billion we spend in the military to secure our national interest and all the wars, and the $72 billion that we've been subsidizing these 100-year-old industries, the two, coal and oil. We just spent $72 billion in subsidies in the last 4 years. And yet we spend less than $1 billion for development of solar, electric. Now this is totally lopsided, and it's 100% due to the oil and coal industries and their lobbyists. And of course, we as the consumers, we need their products, mainly for creating lights and transportation. So, but there is an answer, is a clean abundance of energy versus a toxic and scarce old fuel from hell, what I call it.